everybody, and welcome. My name is Ella, and I just want to welcome you to our second kids cooking show. We are part of the So Many Cooks in the Kitchen show, and our children are here to prepare some plant-based meals for you. I hope you enjoy it. Kids already washed their hands, and we're going to go from kitchen to kitchen, and kids from North Carolina, and we have some friends in Nebraska, and we are in Rhode Island. We're going to cook some recipes for you. So we're going to start in my kitchen, and we're going to start with Mia. Mia, take it away. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Mia. Today I'm going to be making waffles. Waffles is a 1-1-1 recipe, so that means you're only going to need a few ingredients. So you're going to need oats. I use Quaker oats. Did you know that oats help lower cholesterol? Some bananas. It's better when they're brown because they're sweeter, and that's how my parents like it, but you can use any type of bananas, and some plant-based milk. There's different types of plant-based milk. There's soy milk, there's almond milk. You can use whatever kind of milk, plant-based milk that you want. So, so I'm going to show you how to make the batter. So first, really quick, before I make it, I forgot that I need to turn on my waffle maker. Okay, so we're going to start by making the batter. Before you do the oats, I forgot, you were supposed to do the bananas. And we put it in our compost bin for our compost. For our garden, because compost makes soil over time though, and that helps with your garden to grow plants to eat. Put these to the back so I can clear the kitchen while I work. So you're going to need 1 cup for this part. You're going to need 2 cups because you put, 2 bananas. So if I put like 4 bananas, then I would need 4 cups. I think you get it. Now we're going to need your plant-based milk. And you want 2 cups of that too. I overflowed it a little bit, but it's okay. And do this on top of your blender, not on the side, because if I put it a little bit overflowing on, if I put it a little overflowing on the table, that would make a really big mess. Okay, now I'm going to blend this all together. to push this to the side, and our waffles are ready. So you're gonna need your waffle maker for this. Just open it, spray some of this to top and bottom. Just like that. Then don't pour this on the edge, pour it in the middle. Good. I'm gonna close this. I'm going to do this side. Okay, so now I'm going to teach you how to make some syrup for this. I'm not going to need this anymore. Okay, so with the syrup that we're going to be making, you're going to need 2 ingredients: defrosted blueberries and some maple syrup. Why we're not just using maple syrup regularly? That's a good question. Because we want to make it healthier. So we want you to enjoy it and make it healthier. So my family, our recipe is to put some blueberries in it. Blueberries have fiber, and we're going to put some blueberries into the syrup. It's really good. I tried this one. Plop the blueberries in there. Then you're gonna want like half a cup of maple syrup, maybe less, more. You can adjust it. And that's one of the good things about cooking. Okay, that's good. Put the top on. And if you don't have 2 blenders, you don't need to wash it because it'll just have the thing in it. This doesn't take long to blend, so that's good. I'm going to pour it into this jar for later. Really unexpected. That's all of it. Okay. I'm going to talk about some of my toppings, but this is how a done waffle looks like, and it's very good. So I'm going to put some toppings on this waffle. Not all of them, though. Okay, so some of our toppings are toasted coconut chips. You don't have to put them if you don't want to, but you can put whatever, but just make sure you like it. And it's healthy. We have over here chopped hazelnuts. And then we have some strawberries in chocolate chips. Over here. We have mini chips from Enjoy Life because those are the ones that we find at Joblot, I think, the most. Now I'm going to put some syrup on. That's good. Some strawberries. That looks really good. You can see it from above. And then you just want to put it in your hands. That and sprinkle it. And you have a yummy looking waffle. Okay, now I'm going to eat this. But I'm going to pass it on to my brother Max. He's going to be making some tofu scramble that also goes along with this really well. Hi, my name is Max, and today I'm going to be making tofu scramble. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to take some garlic and some onions. And we're going to put it in a pot. But the pot has to be heated. So my mom is heating the pot right now, so you can see. And just gonna mix it around a little so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now I'm gonna mix it around a little so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now I'm going to take my orange and yellow peppers. Peppers are good because they have a lot of vitamin C. So I'm going to put them into the pot too. Make sure it's all in there. I'm going to mix it around again so it gets into the other stuff and it doesn't stick to the bottom. And it doesn't stick to the bottom. Now we're gonna take our green peppers and we're going to put them in the pot. You can use any peppers you want. Mix it around a little so it doesn't stick to the bottom.
Do you have any oil in there?
No, we're not using oil. Good question. No, we're not using oil because oil has some bad stuff in it that we don't want in it. Instead, we're going to use water. You only use it if it starts to get brown. And if you want to cut the onions, because there's onions in here, you might want to choose some very minty gum.
Why?
Or you could just leave your parents to do it, because very minty gum, when you chew it, it doesn't make your eyes super teary. That's what I did, and I liked it. Now, we're going to take a little chunk thing of this tofu. We're using this kind of tofu because it's better for this recipe. Film tofu. And you're going to want to crunch it up like it's something that you don't like. And if you got a chunk in there, you can ask your parents to take it out for you if you don't want to get yourself burned. So I'm going to keep on doing this. And it's kind of fun because it goes all over your hands. And I know that I like getting messy sometimes. I like when messy stuff go all over me and I get messy with it. It just feels good. So I'm going to keep on doing that. And you don't have to do this at home. Instead of doing this at home, you can you can scrunch it up already and put it in a bowl. And then just dump the bowl in. There. I finished that. Now I'm going to wash my hands. And now I'm going to mix it around a little. If you're thinking this is too much, then you could do less if you want. But for right now, I'm doing this much. Oh, wow. The bottom is getting a little brown. I'm going to put a little bit of water. And be careful when you put the water. Don't put a bunch at once. And when you put the water, don't put your face over it. Because then the steam could go right into your face and then you're going to get burned and I'm not sure you're going to like that. So now I'm just mixing it. You know what I'm mixing right now? Well, right now I'm mixing a bunch of vitamins that I'm going to eat and it's going to taste real good. Now I'm going to add some seasonings. Over here we've got some onion powder to show the flavor. And some roasted garlic also to show the flavor. And some nutritional yeast to give it a kind of cheesy flavor. And some ground turmeric to do the coloring. Now, and also we have our secret ingredient over here, some black salt. It's not really black salt, it's actually pink, but they just call it black salt for some reason. And we have that to give it the taste of kind of like eggs, a little bit of egg. Now, I'm going to put it in. And put it to the side. I'm going to mix it up a little. And now it's going to start to get yellow. Now you're going to see the tofu in there. The tofu part is done. Starting to be yellow. Just going to get it all yellow first. And be careful not to put your hand right. And be careful not to put your hand right over the thing, the pot, because then the steam could hurt you. And you don't want that. Now, I'm going to take some broccoli. And broccoli is green. And guess what greens are good for? It's good for your large intestines. Yeah, you're right. Now I'm going to dump some broccoli in there. and I'm going to mix it up a little. Now I'm going to take some spinach and I'm going to put it in the pot. Wow, that came out. Now I'm going to mix it around a little. Try not to pour it out of the pot or get it out of the pot. This is going to be really good. Trust me. I've been making this for a long time, and it is really good. You're going to want to do it again and again and again every time you can. Now we're turning it off, and wow, look, I need to try this thing. This is going to be so good. And this is how it looks. I'm going to try it. Got it.
It's hot, Max.
Taste some. It's a little hot, so actually going to take a smaller piece. That was really good. Now I'm gonna give it to Mia. Let's go to Anu in North Carolina.
Hi, my name is Anu. I'm 11 years old and I live in Durham, North Carolina. Today I'm going to be making a banana and peanut butter smoothie. So, to start, you need 2 bananas. By the way, this serves 2, so if you want to make it for 1, you can just half my proportions, or if you want to make it for more, you can just adjust. So, here's my compost. And then we need another banana. Because of course you can't have a banana and peanut butter smoothie without banana. The bananas are good for you. They give you energy. They have a lot of sweetness in them. They're really tasty. One of my favorite snacks is banana and peanut butter. But this is like a drink version of that. Yeah. Next, I'm going to add 1 cup of soy milk. My mom made this soy milk in our soy milk maker. But you can also buy soy milk from the store. One of our favorite brands of soy milk is West Soy, and this is the package. You can also use any other plant milk. There's a lot of different kinds of milk, like hemp milk or oat milk or macadamia nut milk or rice milk or almond milk. But I'm going to use soy milk that we made at home. So that's 1 cup of soy milk. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of cocoa powder. Cocoa powder adds a nice chocolatey flavor. And I used this cocoa powder. When you buy cocoa powder, don't buy sweetened cocoa powder because it has sugar and that's not very healthy for you. And don't use too much because it'll be bitter in your smoothie. Next, we're going to add a date. Dates are surprisingly sweet. They have a lot of fiber and antioxidants. You can also add 2 dates or no dates at all. But dates add a lot of sweetness and they're very good for you. Pretty good for you. So next, this is cinnamon. Cinnamon is also good for you. This is a teaspoon of cinnamon. And you can't have a banana and peanut butter smoothie without peanut butter. So this is a tablespoon of peanut butter. I use this peanut butter, but you can also use any other nut butter that you want. Okay, so I'm going to add that in. I might need a spoon to scoop it out. I'm going to try to get all the peanut butter that I can out. Okay. And finally, I'm going to add a leaf of kale. When you put this in, you can take the stem out or you can leave the stem in. If you leave the stem in, then it makes your smoothie even healthier and more fibrous. And it doesn't really change the taste. Kale is optional, but it makes the smoothie healthier. Without kale, the color is kind of different. So this is a nice color with kale. Without kale, it's kind of more brown, kind of caramel color. So this is supposed to serve 2, but it can be a little bit less than 2 sometimes. If you want it more liquidy, you can always add more than a cup of milk, or if you want it thicker, you can add less milk. And then we have another cup. Pouring it can get a bit messy. And after you're done with your Vitamix, or you can use whatever blender you have. We have a Vitamix, but after you're done using your blender, you should wash it so that it makes cleanup easier. And also, I just got a little bit of smoothie on my hand, so we have a towel here. It's always good to have a towel in case you make a big mess or a small mess. And you have 2 cups of healthy, yummy smoothie. I'm gonna try it. It's amazing. Wow, really good. I did not expect it to be so good. You can also add vanilla to this, and you can change the proportions. If you don't like cinnamon as much, you can skip it, or you can add more. You can always do that with recipes. So I look forward to finishing this. Also, here's a note. When you drink smoothies, don't drink all of it at one time. even though smoothies are good for you, if you drink it like really quickly, it's like too much because smoothies condense the fruit because you're not supposed to be able to eat like an apple in like 5 minutes. You have to take your time and drink it so that your blood sugar doesn't go up too much and you don't get hyper. Okay, you probably won't get hyper, but still. Next, I'm going to pass it on to Ava, Ella, and Nora in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay, here you go.
Hi, I'm Ava. I'm 11, and we live in Omaha, Nebraska. And this is my little sister Nora. She's 4.
Hi, my name is Ella, and I'm 8 3/4. And today I'll be making my black bean dip. First,
There they are. We lost the beans. We had to hide them from Nora for a second. She kept getting into them. So here they are.
1 can of black beans,
You know you like beans, right?
1 cup of salsa, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic that we added to this recipe, and mix it up.
Okay. Get on nice and tight. Can we put it over a little bit so everybody can see it? There you go. That smells delicious, Ella. Let me scoop some out for you. And then you can taste it, okay?
Okay.
Tell everybody what you think of it. What are you going to use to dip in it?
Tortilla chips, basically like your favorite kind of tortilla chips.
Try it.
It's really good.
Nice. I bet Nora'd like to try one too, huh, Nora? No? Not right now? Maybe later, okay? All right. We'll stay at put. I bet you want to do your recipe, huh? Nora's got a recipe, everybody. Ava's going to assist her.
Nora, what are we gonna make? Stuffed dates, right? I'll get this open for you. Then you can put some of this beetroot powder in the coconut. Nora, can you scoop some up? All right, can you put stuff? Can you put in there? All right. Can you mix it up with the big spoon?
Might just have to use your clean fingers, huh? Maybe. Getting to be a pretty color, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now what are we gonna do?
So now, Nora, you better get a date and put something in it. Nora, that's enough. You don't need any more, sweetie. It's pink enough. Now we're gonna stuff a date, right? What should we put in the date, Nora? Do you want to put some nuts in the date?
What do you want to put in there, honey?
You want nuts, coconut, both? Put something in there.
Was Nora?
Are they almonds? Yeah. You're gonna put some coconut in there too?
Oh, that's gonna look good.
Nora, do you want me to put some chocolate on it?
No.
Okay, how about we do one more maybe to show everybody?
No.
Should I do one more?
No.
One.
Oh, not what you do any of them.
All right, that's how you want to keep it. We do have some vegan chocolate that we melted. Do you want to put a little drizzle over it? Can you take just a little bit? Okay. Okay, drizzle over there.
Can you drizzle some chocolate on it? That's pretty.
That looks like the perfect amount. Good job. Now what are we gonna do with this?
What do we gotta do, Nora? We put it in the fridge, right? So the chocolate can set. Are you gonna try one?
No.
Stuff one more.
No. I don't want
Oh, well, we'll just do one more. And then Ava can get doing hers. I can sit you down at the end so Ava can do her demonstration. That sound good? Or maybe Ava could just get going. Do you want to do that?
Okay.
That sounds-
No.
No?
If I need this one.
All right, well, after that one, we'll let Ava go, okay? That looks really good. I like the color that beetroot powder makes it.
Mm-hmm.
Yummy.
I want Akka to this.
Chocolate on that one? Okay. Why don't you put it on your plate? Drizzle a little bit on there. Reach it. That steady hand, huh?
Nice.
Beautiful. Good job, Nora. All right. We'll let Ava go now. We'll put these in the fridge, okay? And we'll try it in a little bit.
I'm going to show you how to pick a date. First,
Nice.
you want to see if there's a little like stem on the end. Sometimes there's a little stem piece on the end. So you want to make sure to get that off first. Then you want to cut your date in half.
No.
If you're doing stuffed dates like Nora does, then you only want to cut a little bit of the way so you can still, so it's like a little pocket. All right, and then you want to use your knife to get the little date pit out and cut it into small pieces if you're using it for a recipe in a food processor so it can break up more. The food processor can break up the date more easily. You're not going to make chunks. First, for this recipe, I want to mix walnuts and dates in the food processor. We soaked our dates in some warm water for a little bit because some of them were kind of hard. You can do that if you want to. It'll probably make it easier for this recipe to work. Let's see. I'm gonna push this down a little bit with a spoon so it can really mix this. All right, if it's starting to clump together, then that means you should add the other ingredients. We have a 1/3 cup of unsweetened shredded coconut, a 1/2 teaspoon of cardamom, 1 teaspoon of ginger, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, and then this is about 3 large carrots that have been peeled and shredded. Put these in here. Carrots are on the nutrition rainbow. So here's carrots. So every food has every different color food has different benefits. You want to combine as many as you can. Carrots have beta carotene, which supports your immune system, and they're a powerful antioxidant. Now I want to blend this up. need to push this down here a little bit more. Let's see. You really want to make sure that it all gets mixed up nicely. I might have to use the food processor one more time. I just want to push this down to make sure it gets mixed. Okay. Now I'm going to want to check if these can roll into balls. You take a little bit of this and see if you can make it into a small ball. I think this is going pretty good. Maybe it needs a little bit of water. I have some water right here. You can add it and mix it up a little bit more. So the water gets in there and helps the mixture stick together. Yeah. All right, now let's see how this works. Yep, this is making a better ball. Now you want to roll it into little balls. You don't want too big, maybe about this size is good. And then you can roll them in some extra coconut flakes. If you don't like coconut, then you can just leave them plain. But we like coconut quite a bit, so I like to. I'll do one more. And then roll it in the coconut. Okay. Now I need to put these in the fridge so they can get more firm.
Okay. I guess the girls are done. Thanks, girls. I think we're going to go to a live Q&A session now.
Okay, kids, you guys all did a great job. And we have a lot of questions that have come in, and we'll start taking them. Before we do, I just wanted to very quickly mention that all of the kids, their parents are, Anu, why don't you tell them what all your parents do?
They're all Food for Life instructors.
And Max, can you tell everybody what a Food for Life instructor is?
A Food for Life instructor is a person who
Like what do I do when I go to teach nutrition classes? What do I do?
you teach people how to eat healthy,
And what kind of food do I teach them how to eat?
healthy food.
What is healthy food?
Plant-based food.
Okay.
So yeah, so we're all Food for Life instructors, and we have classes. One of our classes is for children, actually, and we have classes to help keep us in good health. And if we're struggling with various diseases or conditions, we have classes for cancer, diabetes. We have a class series specifically for COVID-19 as well. So we love being Food for Life instructors, and we're proud of our kids. So a bunch of questions came in for the kids. One question, I wonder which child would like to take this, is what is tofu? Tofu is something that maybe some of us haven't heard of. So would, Mia, can you answer that?
Tofu is like it's basically soybeans, blended soybeans with a special salt, pressed.
Great. and it's commonly eaten in places like China and Japan, and more, many other places, certainly the United States as well. Ava and Ella, your little sister Nora did a great job, and a question came in about the nutrition rainbow behind you. So everybody enjoyed seeing the three of you, but somebody said, what's that beautiful poster behind you? So would you like, and Mom's there as well, would you like to talk a little bit about the color of foods, and is that a good thing to have colorful foods?
It is a good thing to have colorful foods because different colors have benefits. Like the color orange, which in that category are oranges, lemons, grapefruits, papayas, and peaches, have orange things, yellow orange things, have vitamin C, flavonoids, they inhibit tumor cell growth, and detoxify harmful substances. Every color has a different benefit, so you want to get as many of those colors and benefits as you can by eating colorful foods.
That's excellent. I should mention that we are all your parents are Food for Life instructors. One of your parents each is a Food for Life instructor, and we have a website, pcrm.org/kids. And I think we have the nutrition rainbow there. So eating from a rainbow of colors, natural colors. In my kids' classes, I introduced a term. Do you remember the term, Anu? It starts with PHY. Phyto. So we talk about a word, phyto.
Oh,
Go on.
phytochemicals?
Say it a little louder.
Phytochemicals?
And what are phytochemicals?
I just remember the word.
So phytochemicals are the natural properties of fruits and vegetables that help keep us healthy. And oftentimes when fruits and vegetables shine with color, then they're also shining with wonderful nutritive properties. A question came in for Max. Max, is tofu scramble your favorite breakfast?
It's not my favorite breakfast, but it's one of them.
Okay.
It would be nice to show you guys how to make it.
Great. Everybody, all the kids who've had tofu scramble, raise your hand. So Mia, Max, Anu, and the team in Omaha, you haven't had tofu scramble yet. I tell you that one nice thing about these camps, is the kids can try each other's recipes. So Anu, you made a recipe from Camp 1 that Mia had made, didn't you? What did you make a couple days ago?
I made the sushi cake, except the rice wasn't cooked, so it didn't taste very good. But other than that, it was good.
Yeah, that was Daddy's fault. So I'm not used to cooking white rice. White rice is important in this, so it gets sticky. Mia's was masterful. Mia, did you want to very quickly? That was the first camp. Tell us about the sushi rice, the sushi cake. We got a lot of comments last time about your sushi cake.
I felt good making it, and it was hard to eat, kind of, because it was the smiley face. It took a long time to eat it.
So it was hard to eat because you didn't want to eat it because the smiley face. Oh,
but
okay.
it was very yummy. But it was very yummy also.
Yours look really good. Anu's look good too, just that Daddy goofed. So once in a while, white rice is good. It's a treat. But does anybody want to answer why generally we prefer brown rice? Who wants to answer that question? Mia.
It has more fiber in it, and it's healthier for you than white rice because it doesn't have as much, and it's not really healthy.
Yeah, it's not a problem to occasionally eat white rice. And kids, of course, I always tell my kids this in my kids' classes is these kids have a lot of information, but always rely on your own parents. They know what's best for you. So take advice from them. But I think kids here, and certainly all the Food for Life instructors would say, if you can, try to move towards a whole grain rice. I remember in college, I used to eat white rice a lot. And in college, I started eating brown rice. I didn't like it the first time. I didn't like it the second time. By the third time I started liking it, now I much prefer it. I like it for the taste. It's certainly better for the health as well. A question came in for Anu, and the question was, and by the way, she was so kind, she made one of the glasses for me, and this is outstanding. The kale in here really adds to it. Your smoothie is excellent. I actually have a question about your smoothie. Let me ask the question, then I'll ask the question that came in. So you had something about the kale stem. So have you made it with and without the stem, and what's the difference?
There wasn't really a difference, except you couldn't taste the difference. The only difference was that there was more fiber.
Right. Generally, kale is a very, very nutritive food. And when I cook with it, I usually remove the leaves and compost the stem. But when we blend it, you can blend the stem. So here's the question for you. There was this beautiful compost bin behind you. So somebody asked, the question was, can you tell us what is that? What is a compost bin? What is compost?
Mia talked a little bit about this, but compost is made out of like food scraps, like banana peels and kale stems sometimes, and any food that you isn't going to eat. And then we have 2 compost bins outside. But then you empty your compost into your compost bin, and over time it kind of decays into dirt, really healthy dirt. And you can use it in your garden. And that dirt is really good, so your plants grow better, and then you have more food, which generates more compost, so it's a cycle. And it's better than just discarding it into your garbage.
Ella, did you see any other questions coming in on Facebook?
No. A lot of people are saying that kids are doing a great job and they get inspired. So that's great. So let me check right now to see. Yes, Ms. Danielle was asking, how is black salt different than white salt besides color? And I think somebody answered that already.
Do any of the kids know a little bit about black salt? I added a comment. Yeah, go ahead, Ava.
Black salt it's not actually black, it's pink, and it tastes like eggs. What? Because it has sulfur. It's like a volcanic salt. White salt just tastes like salt, but black salt tastes like eggs. And that's why it's really good for putting in things you want to taste like eggs.
So you made a good point. Could one of the children talk about, we didn't say much about it, but all of us are vegan and whole food plant-based. So would the folks in Rhode Island, Mia and Max, want to talk a little bit about why you are vegan and whole food plant-based and all the foods? And just to define it, vegan means all the food comes from plants, and no animal foods. So no meat, no eggs, no fish, no cow's milk. So, and whole food plant-based means eating food as close to the way nature grew it as possible. So I think, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I'm guessing many of us are maybe primarily whole food plant-based, but always vegan. So sometimes you might have a food, for example, a birthday cake that is vegan, but maybe not whole food plant-based. So Rhode Island team, Max and Mia, can you talk about why you're vegan and whole food plant-based?
I am vegan because my mom just started feeding me like that.
Yes, and we started when he was around 2, so he doesn't really know different. But why do you want to stay vegan?
I want to stay vegan because if I move into eating meat and all that, then I might get fat and get really sick, and I don't want that to happen.
Mia, can you add to why your family is vegan?
My family is vegan because when I was little, I only ate like meat for a few years, but then my mom started learning about this whole plant-based thing, and she was like looking for a better diet, a better life for us. So then she decided to do it, and I just went with the flow, and then now I still want to keep it up, and I don't want to stop because I really love animals, and I know that hurts animals, and it's good for me, and I feel good about it. And I just think to share it with other people, it could help this whole climate change and stuff.
Anu, I want you to answer, but I want to mention a comment just came in from Janelle Conroy, and she said, we are making peanut butter smoothies right now. So you've inspired at least one person. So good for you. So tell us why you're vegan and whole food plant-based.
I'm vegan because I don't want to hurt animals. It's good for the environment. I've never not been vegan, but my dad tells me it'll make people feel better. And because it's healthier, and yeah, mainly because I don't want to hurt animals.
Ava and Ella, how can you talk about being vegan and whole food plant-based?
Well, I know the reason I'm vegan and whole food plant-based is because I don't want to hurt animals and I want to stay healthy. Yeah, we actually went vegan maybe about a year ago, year and a half maybe, when Mom started learning about it and she went to the Food for Life training. And then when she came back, we all learned about it from her and we decided to become vegan and whole food plant-based.
So I want to ask you guys, since you are relatively recent vegans, what changes have you noticed since you became vegan? And has it been difficult?
Not really.
Has it been difficult? Is that what you're answering?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it hasn't been difficult.
No.
Okay, Nora. Sorry, guys.
And have you noticed any changes since you became vegan?
Not really.
No? Oh, you? Yeah. How about you?
No, not really.
Not really? Just enjoy the food?
Yeah.
And like making it and not hurting animals to eat?
Yeah. Plus,
Yeah.
some of it's actually better than the meat part. Like I know I really like carrot dogs better than hot dogs.
I noticed changes myself when I went vegan, whole food plant-based, and it only took maybe a couple days and I started having a clearer mind. I was kind of having some foggy thoughts, where I couldn't really think clearly when I was teaching clinicals to my students. And after going whole food plant-based, I noticed I was able to think more clearly. And I had more energy as well. So I wasn't as tired at the end of the day. Excuse me, I got to take care of Nora first.
Okay. Big Al in Rhode Island, do you notice any changes?
Not just more energy. I think that, I remember eating salads and I would put a hard-boiled egg in it. And right after lunch, I was like, I ate a salad. I'm going to have so much energy. And I would just feel so lethargic and I just couldn't understand why. And then, as soon as I went plant-based, I found that I just had more energy. Other than that, I was never really a big meat eater before. I never really enjoyed dairy. So there was not a huge change for me. So it wasn't like the standard American diet and then going plant-based, so I was moving towards that direction anyway. And I saw another question that popped up on Facebook. I don't know if this is a good time to look.
Yeah.
Tiffany wants to know, what are the little chef's favorite fruits and vegetables? So what are you guys' favorite fruit or vegetables?
My favorite fruit or vegetable is mango and an orange and a red apple.
Okay. How about you?
I like mangoes, apples, oranges. I like anything that's kind of like sweet and sometimes a little bit sour. Like I like pears, apples. I'm not much of a cucumber fan or like anything about that, but I like a lot like tomatoes and like cherries, stuff like that.
Anu?
I just want to say something about fruits and vegetables. A lot of people think that, so most vegetables that a lot of people consider vegetables are actually fruits, like okra, cucumber, tomatoes. So yeah, I'll just say a few, even if they're fruits or vegetables. I like okra. I don't really like tomato that much. I like cucumber. I like mangoes. I like cherries. I like apples. I like hard pears. I like a lot of fruits. I like most fruits. Oh, passion fruit. Except I don't like kiwi. That's like one of
like basically the only food I don't like. Oh, I don't like dragon fruit either.
We're almost out of time, but maybe Ella and Ava, if you could answer, then I have one more question and then I have a quick wrap up. So Ava and Ella, what are your favorite fruits and vegetables?
Oh, I like most of the fruits. There's only a few fruits I don't like.
What's your favorite?
I really like apples. I also like raspberries and strawberries and blueberries. And I also like pears.
What vegetables? What's your favorite?
Probably carrots is probably like my favorite vegetable. Or broccoli. I like broccoli.
You like broccoli?
Mhm.
Wow. That's great.
I think I'd say maybe purple cabbage is one of my favorite vegetables, but I also really like carrots, Brussels sprouts, and I don't know, there's just so much I like. Sweet potatoes are good too.
We actually are at 1 hour, but let's go just 2 more minutes to answer this very important question from Colleen Dunbar. Apologize for that. How do the kids deal with friends who aren't vegan, whole food, plant-based? And maybe we can take a quick answer going around, starting with you guys in Omaha. How do you deal with people who aren't vegan and whole plant-based, which is probably most of our friends?
Yeah, you're right. It is most of their friends. So how have we dealt with that?
We just don't like really talk about it much. Like if we're at parties but they don't have any vegan food, we usually like bring something because almost all of our friends aren't vegan at all.
But it's no big deal, you say?
No.
Okay. Ava, do you have anything to add to that?
Not really. I mean, if any of my friends really do ask, I just say that I don't eat meat or dairy or animal products just because like I like it better to not have that and it's good for the planet and animals.
Good. We'll have to maybe next camp talk a little bit about the environment because many of the kids have talked about that and we haven't really said much, but it's by far the best thing we can do for the environment. How about our friends in Rhode Island? What would you add in terms of what do you do with your friends who aren't vegan or whole food plant-based? Is it an issue at all?
Not really. I just like usually when we're at a party, I start to like kind of want the cake, but I'm otherwise when I go to school and stuff, there's most of the people there. I don't know like one person at my school that's vegan except Max, but I just deal with it. It's fine. It's not. We don't really talk about it, and there's like nothing that you really. It's not something that you would need to worry about because it's like a normal person. It's not a thing.
Max, do you have anything to add to that?
Mostly the same. I don't really talk about it, but if they ask, then I answer.
Okay. And finally, Anu?
All my friends know I'm vegan. When they come to my house, of course they have to eat vegan. When I go to their house, they all know that I'm vegan and they make really good food for me. And they all some of them understand the argument, and a lot of them kind of are really interested and talk to me about it sometimes. But it's no big deal. It's just like I'm vegan and we just do whatever we want. It doesn't affect us at all.
Well, great job, kids. I know we could probably go on for 10, 15 more minutes, but we are at the top of the hour. So we've been doing this for an hour and 4 minutes. There were more questions and we'll try to answer them offline. Maybe your parents can help you. One question, for example, was what do you pack for your school lunchbox? What do you eat in lunch when we go to school? But I wanted to make us thank everybody for joining us. This is our experiment. Actually, let me make a comment about the next show and then maybe either Cody or Ella, you could talk about what So Many Kids in the Kitchen is and then we'll end there. But I wanted to mention that my wife and daughter actually are traveling. They're going to a sanitized Airbnb lodging and they're leaving Maggie Valley, North Carolina. They're leaving on Wednesday And I reminded my wife, I said, but Anu's cooking on Thursday. And so it's no problem because they're going to have a kitchen, and it'll be really exciting because I'll be a couple hours away from them on Thursday, but she's going to make a dish and show how easy it is to cook plant-based, even in not in your own kitchen. So I'll miss you, but I look forward to seeing you online and look forward to, I won't be able to try the wonderful dishes you're making, but that's something to look forward to. Same time, same place Thursday. And then either Cody or Elle or both of you, why don't you wrap up and then we'll close. One of you maybe could talk about so many kids in the kitchen. The other could talk about so many cooks in the kitchen.
Well, I'll talk about so many cooks in the kitchen. So we started that in May. It was probably about a dozen of us Food for Life instructors. Just wanted to get together and practice doing some online recipe demonstrations. And we just started doing that. May, we did, legumes, right? And then we did vegetables the next month. And then last month we did so many fruits. And then this month we're going to do so many greens. So we're doing the power plate. And it's just such a fun way for us to collaborate, share recipes and tips and tricks. And it's so much fun. And just to, see our friends across the world and introduce them to others. They're free recipes, they're easy and they're delicious and they're healthy for you. So it's just been such a fun collaboration.
Yes, and I'm very excited to join you guys for the next show. I've been taking some time off from cooking classes, but So Many Kids in the Kitchen is a spin-off from So Many Cooks in the Kitchen show, where Dilip had this amazing idea of how about if we take, some of our kids, Food for Life instructors' kids that have been eating this way, if they would like to do some cooking lessons for other kids and maybe inspire them to eat plant-based. So we got together, we had a couple of test classes and the kids really enjoy it. And they have a little Zoom play date after. So we just got together. The kids are doing their favorite dishes right now. And actually even today, Mia was saying like, well, once we finish this, what are we gonna do when we finish all our favorite recipes? And I said, well, it's time for you to create some new ones. So, so it's great for everybody. They're learning, they're sharing, and hopefully they're inspiring others.
Yes, please join us same time, same place Thursday. This was our first try of doing 3 things. How about kids? Has this been fun so far? 2 shows down. So thumbs up if you've had fun. Okay, what are our plans? We'll talk more about it next time, but probably in a few months. We're not going to probably do this every month like So Many Cooks in the Kitchen, but maybe every 2-3 months, you'll probably see us again. So thanks everybody for joining us. Elle or Cody, any final comments?
No, I really appreciate you guys joining us. The girls had a great time and we're looking forward to seeing you for the next one.
Hope to see all of you guys here in 3 days on Thursday. Thanks, everybody.
Now, if you try the recipes.
Yeah, try the recipes.